This, and this is the story there, 55%. What on earth could this be? Well, Francis, let me tell you, I don't know if this is good or bad, but in Afghanistan, their poppy crop, this is where opium is made from, is up by 55%.
Wow.
So the farmers are having a bumper crop. And that's not great because we know where opium ends up. Not always in the medical stores. But actually the number that we're dealing with today, 55%, this represents the rise in Steinhoff shares today. So if you were having the shares and you bought them yesterday on Friday as people suspected this was a good time to buy, well, your shares would have started to recover today after they had lost 80% last week in spectacular fashion. They crashed after the company spoke about accounting irregularities. 200 billion rand was lost in value in the company last week. Now, 55%, that might sound like a huge gain, and it is under normal circumstances, but remember, this is coming off a low base. I think the share was down to about 10 rand at the end of last week after coming down from 80 rand a share. So it does show, however, that investors are feeling a little bit more confident in the efforts of Steinhoff to try and stabilize the company. It's become more vocal today and has called on its lenders to help. It's also hired an investment firm and management consultancy to help it steer the ship. So 55%, that's the number of the day, and that represents the share price increase in a Steinhoff share. So one wonders perhaps if they have turned a corner. Well, at the same time, Federation of Trade Unions, FEDUSA, says that the PIC, the Public Investment Corporation's exposure to losses seen last week because of companies like Steinhoff was between 10 and 15 billion rand. FEDUSA met with the PIC earlier this afternoon to discuss the alleged massive corruption, fraud and negligence concerning the accounting irregularities at Steinhoff. It has assured government's pension fund members and pensioners that their funds are fully protected based on the fact that the GEPF is a defined benefit fund. At the same time, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange has also announced that it will be investigating retailer Steinhoff, which is embroiled in a massive accounting scandal. It says it will be probing whether or not the retailer breached its listing requirements, which require a certain veracity around financial disclosures. Shares in Steinhoff went into free fall and fell by 80% last week after the company said accounting irregularities had come to light, announced the resignation of its CEO and postponed the release of its financial statements. Well, the share price started to recover today, as we've just seen with the number of the day, after a massive, a fifth of a trillion rand was wiped off the market value of the company. But there are still questions around the ethics and long-term sustainability of this company, and speculation about the exact nature and extent of the financial manipulation. Steinhoff is home to companies that you may know, like PEP and Ackermans, until they were spun off into an African retail operation. It says that it's hired US investment banks, Moelis and Co., as well as management consultancy Alex Partners to assist with operational matters. It's also appointed a subcommittee of the board. Shares on this main listing in Frankfurt rose this morning. Steinhoff shares also rose by 45% on the JSE, 55%. The JSE says that it stands by its decision not to suspend trading the share last week. Okay, so remarkable day for Steinhoff. The story, has it turned a corner? Well, I don't know. Francis?